Hi guys, I'm Meg Cloake and I will be discussing scenario 11 for EDFD548. So I've been allocated scenario 11. So scenario 11 is about Brad. So Brad's in year 7, week 6 of his first year of high school. This is a big change for him. He's in a large school and teachers rotate every 6 weeks, which means teacher consistency and stability is lacking. There hasn't been a lot of time for secure teacher-student relationships to form yet. Brad is reported by other teachers to be very bright and a joy to have in the classroom, so it's surprising, therefore, that he has taken out another child's lunch from their bag and stomped on it. He cannot take criticism and deflects blame, so this is what the teachers have reported, and he says stuff like, "I didn't do it." I have just granted permission for Brad to visit the toilet, so he knows I'm paying attention to his whereabouts, so he may know or he may not have known that I was watching him when he took out the lunch and stomped on it. So his actions in stomping on the lunch could be a cry for help, especially if he thought I might have been watching. Thinking no one has seen him, he returns to class as if nothing has happened. So doing this in secret shows that he probably knows what he's doing is wrong. I think that Brad may have a lack of control in his home life, and this is why he's asserting his control over others at school by destroying another child's property. Brad's home life is maybe tumultuous, and coupled with his new transition to high school, his lifeline most likely is his friendships and his popularity. So I'd want to keep that social support a protective factor in his mental health by bringing up the misbehavior in private after class. Yeah, it's likely he already knows what he's doing wrong, and that's why he did it in secret or in shame. And yeah, it's likely he's going through a tough time, so a non-blaming approach would be best, especially for his tendencies to not take criticism well. He needs more tools to express his negative emotions, so I want to help provide him with such tools. What I would do as a teacher, so to help keep social support as a protective factor for Brad, I would talk to him one-on-one after class, give him a safe space to talk about his problems. Before I address the misbehavior, I just ask for 5 minutes of his time, maybe offer him mandala colouring in sheet with coloured pens. He deflects criticism, so avoiding eye contact might make him feel a bit safer, and he can busy his hands with the colouring in, so to appear less threatening to him. I'd get down on his level, maybe sit at the desk next to him, taking a non-interventionist approach and just asking, "Hey Brad, is everything okay with you?" And hopefully he'll open up. And I would have to I'd have to address the misbehavior. So I would say something like, using the responsible thinking process, RTP, I'd ask something such as, "Hey Brad, earlier in class I saw you after you came back from the bathroom, you did something strange. Do you know what that might be?" In a soft, non-blaming, curious tone. And then if he still kind of wavers, I'd have to probe on, what might you have done? What's the school rule? What happens when you break the rule? Is this what you want to happen? What do you want to do now? And what will happen if something like this happens again? So I'm really going to highlight if Brad wants to be the type of person who goes around stomping on his friends or his peers' lunch. I wouldn't call his parents straight away, but if it happened again, I definitely would. I might just, if his behavior doesn't, get better, improve, I might, call them and just ask them what's going on at home, if I could help him, maybe if we could think of ways to help him collaboratively. I might reassure him that he is a joy in the classroom, build his self-confidence, his self-efficacy, saying that he's really popular, well-liked, and just really asking if he wants to be that type of person who is destructive towards other children's property. It sounds as though he is a good kid, so if we can get him thinking responsibly about his actions, I think that's a good route to take. So besides the responsible thinking process, I've also drawn on non-interventionist approaches. And I'd like to highlight his sense of autonomy and his sense of power. So I'd like to give him some more tools to express his negative emotions. such as a journal. So just a blank journal to write about his feelings, his thoughts, anything that comes to his mind. And I'd probably encourage like healthy team sports because he needs an outlet for his energy. So maybe even a bit of competition would help that. Find something he's really good at. Maybe also painting or dance or anything he can really express himself and his emotions. I'd check on him once a week and see how things are at home. Check on if he's been doing those activities. I might create some journaling sheets as well, which will be up on the next slide, just to help him come to terms with his emotions. So this is the journaling sheets that I made up for Brad. So for example, asking what he did well today, what are the best things that happened today, really get him thinking positively and powerfully. The main theories I'll draw upon are RTP, non-interventionist, and democratic and constructivist approaches. Just getting him to reflect on what he did and if it was the best choice and if it really is who he is as a person and who he wants to be. So Brad's looking for a sense of power. As a teacher, I could guide him through more self-directed learning in order to help him achieve his sense of autonomy. As a reflective teacher, I'd record the incidents in my report log and speak to my mentor or my other teachers at school, just asking them, without naming names, how they would respond to a child who can't handle any blame or criticism. So here are some discussion questions that you're welcome to answer and let me know your thoughts on the matter. Thanks, guys.